Alrighty, welcome back to part two. Everybody downloaded the app. It's the Fidelity app on your smartphone and also the Yahoo Finance app. You really just want to use the Fidelity app if you're really going to go in and try to execute a trade or if you're just going to check your balance. It really is going to be a lot more difficult to be doing the in-depth research you need to do when looking at a tiny 4 or 5 inch screen. That's why you want to be doing the majority of the work on a real computer. The Yahoo app we had mentioned before has got the whole list here. Well, you know what? Here, check this out and you'll see what I'm talking about. So guys, here's the actual Yahoo Finance app. So from the last video, I mentioned definitely get this downloaded, installed because you need this as well as your Fidelity app. But the reason why I like this so much is that it's just, you open it up, this is the home screen. And like I said before, it's going to mirror everything that you got going on from your actual website on the computer screen. And it's just, it's easy. And man, look at all that red. But if you just click on any one of the particular ones, it's going to give you plenty of information that you need. This is aftermarket now, so you can see the price difference. We've got after hours. It looks like this one's at 596, and you even have time indexes on the bottom. This is 1 day. We can switch to 5 days, a month, 6 months, year to date. So, and you can just go back, and then you're right back to the top. At the very top, you got our indexes. And then I also like this in the morning just because in the middle tab on the bottom, you can go to live news and it'll basically just give you, relevant news. You can see, these are from Reuters, Bloomberg, and it's just basically what's kind of going on. It even has a markets tab in the lower right hand corner. Most active stocks that are moving right now, top movers, it's all here as well. And then there's even the top losers. You can even view more of these if you want. So, and then, oh, if you want to follow one of these, then there's the star. So it's easy. It's just easy. So don't listen to all the haters and definitely get this. Right on. So you can see the benefit of all of that, and it's going to match everything that you have here. So it gives you a lot of information, especially just general news. These articles that come up on Yahoo Finance, they're not like really biased. They're not giving you like, hey, do this, do that. It's just letting you know what is going on. It at least gives you an idea of what's happening for the day. Take it all with a grain of salt. Media is media. You know how all that goes. The main things that we use to make money with Fidelity, we're going to come back to our main screen and under news and research, we were going to really talk about stocks, ETFs, and mutual funds. And the whole thing of why Fidelity is the way to go, the reason why I picked Fidelity to begin with is the mutual funds. They have their own class of funds and I just click news research and then mutual funds here. They have their own class of funds that are actually funds managed by Fidelity. It's their brand. So years ago, I said, all right, I found out that they're not going to charge you any fees whatsoever getting in, getting out, because you're a Fidelity customer, right? So let's stick with a Fidelity fund. Quick criteria over here. Morningstar ratings. You'll see Morningstar about all the time, and these are like, let's just call them the shot callers in the actual reporting of what's what and who's who in the business world. Let's give ourselves 5 stars over here. And you see when I clicked on that, we're cycling down to 36 funds. If we just click one, we got 248. So this is all of them are going to be a needle in a haystack, right? So we got to whittle this down. So we could look at 36 funds right here, but let's see, return rating high. Oh, all right. That brings us down to 18. And expenses, low expenses only. Well, let's click on this one here. That gives us 13 funds to look at. We'll click on that. And then here we are. We are now looking at just these select Fidelity funds. Out of the thousands that are out there, in a couple of clicks, we've whittled down into some really good Fidelity funds that have 5-star Morningstar ratings coming all the way down the list. And just like any Excel spreadsheet, you can come over here and say, well, what's the year-to-date gains? Okay, so 46%, this thing right here has gone up since January 1st. That's what year-to-date is. 1 year is going to be exactly October 10th of 2024. So we got two different columns here, often confused, but that's the difference. Year to date is always January to whatever day it is now. This is the actual last 12 months. Fidelity Select Defense and Aerospace. Yeah, okay. Uh, we've got the semiconductor portfolio, FSELX. I'll tell you right now, that's the one that I've made so much money on over many years. This thing just keeps going up. But right here, we just found some top ones here. I mean, these are all winners, okay? But they're all in different sectors that you can see here, depending on what it is that you want to put your money into. We mentioned blue chip companies before, and this is going to be a large growth mutual fund that's going to be just composed of the major companies. But I like to go back to this guy right here. This is my semiconductor fund here. And if we just click on that, we now see a whole bunch of stuff, right? But if you scroll down, the first thing I want you to be aware of are these top 10 holdings over here. And this is what a mutual fund is. You've got a conglomeration of all these different companies. It's kind of like, think of a pizza. And yep, I got a picture of a pizza. You want to buy one slice of this pizza, right? This looks real good. And the benefit of that is that you're getting a taste of all these awesome ingredients. That's what these companies are. And you can see that this particular fund is a mutual fund. 26% of it is composed of NVIDIA. 14.7% is composed of Broadcom. These are all different corporations. The benefit of this is that if one of these companies has a bad day, then your whole thing's not just going to plummet. You got some leeway. You got some of the other ones kind of keeping it afloat. That's the benefit of a mutual fund. You can make good money on this, and you're not dealing with penny stocks. You're not taking huge risks dealing with individual stocks. You're getting a chunk of pie, a delicious pizza pie of all these different companies on one big slice, instead of just going all in and just buying just Nvidia, right? That's why mutual funds are fantastic. They're always going to give you a hypothetical growth chart here of what's going on. But if you want to just get a better view of what this is all about, this is the symbol FSELX. Just going to come over here to Yahoo because you can look at funds as well as stocks on Yahoo, and you can add these funds to your list over here. No problem. This isn't just for stocks, but and this is why Yahoo Finance is kind of fun and easy to use because the chart is very easy to look at and it pulls up. Okay, if you just want to look at the chart, over the past 5 years, you can see what this particular fund has done. Back in 2021, it was about $17 is what it was worth. If you can see all the way over here to the right, and you can track over a period of time what's happened. $23 back in April 7th, and it is now at $44, and that is a pretty good gain. So this is a mutual fund. They move slowly. They are like piggy banks that you can pretty much just put your money in, and not something you need to be watching every single day. I said before they move slowly. And the thing is we had brought up that the trading hours before. These don't trade like stocks. They move only once a day. The price will actually change and update. Okay. And when we actually are going to look at a more in depth of actually looking at one and trying to put an order in one, we'll go in it further. But you would essentially put an order in to sell this if you owned it and wanted to sell it. You'd have to place that during normal trading hours, which is between 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. During that time, the order will go in, but this sale is not going to actually go through until Eastern time, probably closer to 8 o'clock at night, way after the market is closed, and you won't even see it happen until the next day. These do not fluctuate or change price throughout the day like stocks do. If you just remember that, and that it's like a pizza, mutual funds will be your best friend. It's the best way to start trading on Fidelity. But we're going to get into ETFs and stocks because I know that's what everybody wants to check out. All right. Thanks again for watching. Groovy. Catch you next time.